and welcome to our fourth Tech Tip Tuesday, and this week's topic is on using Google Earth. Now, Google Earth is kind of similar to Google Maps for anyone who's used that, but I like to use it around this time of year because I'm starting my Veterans Day performance materials, and I do a big lesson on the Star Spangled Banner. So when I'm talking about the Star Spangled Banner, I like to actually take my kids to the places that the Star Spangled Banner was created. And Google Earth is a really great resource to kind of virtually take kids to locations and get them more immersed in the lesson. So I've actually created my own project on Google Earth called the Star Spangled Banner, and I'm just going to take you through it really quickly. So I can put this in present mode. So right now we're looking down onto the United States. It's just like slides. So if you go down here and click the arrows, it'll move through the spots. And then we fly over to the state of Maryland. And then we fly down and we can actually show them Fort McHenry, which I think is really cool to kind of put them where all of this happened in history. And you can take them inside the fort. Google Earth seems to rely on pictures that have been taken by people. So if you actually turn around, it will show you the fort. And I like to go through the words, like explain what ramparts are. And then I can talk about like what was happening during the battle and really show them what Francis Scott Key was feeling and put them in that mindset. And you can also go inside the fort. And then if I keep going, I can actually fly into Baltimore and show them the Star Spangled Banner house. And if you click up here on these pictures, it will show you some images of that people have uploaded of this location. So I can scroll through and I can actually show them this is Mary Pickersgill House, who's the person who made the flag over Fort McHenry. Kind of what her house looked like. And then if I go out of this and I go one more, my last slide is the courtyard outside of the Star Spangled Banner house, and it's a life-size rendition of the flag over Fort McHenry, and it really shows them like how big it was because this flag is as big as a building. And so that's how one way that I have been using Google Earth in one of my lessons. And this, you can do so many things in Google Earth. So if I go back, if you go to like Voyager, there's a whole like section of like nature and games and education. But if you go to the search button, you can actually search music. And these are just places. So if you wanted to show your kids a specific place, or there's games and quizzes, quiz musical instruments, and then there's guided tours, which is why I like Google Earth so much, is because it is like taking your kids on a virtual field trip. And there's like the world of Alan Lomax, the music of Bob Dylan, Hamilton Mania, things like that. Now, if you're going to create your own, which I like to do for specific things, then I would just go, this is my account, and I would just go to projects, and I could start a new project, and I just create it in Google Drive. So I'm just going to do this as test project. And then you can add a description. Here's a description. I just like to do it by place marks. So let's say Little Rock, Arkansas. And I select a location. And I call that Little Rock. You can also click Add to Project. Now, if I wanted to go to somewhere more specific, say Capitol Building. Yeah, Arkansas State Capitol. And it will fly me down to the Capitol building. And if you click this little person down here, it'll take you to the street view. and I can just put them down there. And when you're looking at the little street view, all of these little dots are where pictures have been taken, so that's where you can place your person. So I'm going to place them over here. So let's say right now I'm outside of the Capitol building. So if I wanted to add the Capitol building as a location, I would just hit this little square button down here and pin it. And I'll put Capitol building. And then let's do one more. So if we're adding one more, I'm now at the White House and I can keep moving. You press the arrows just like in Google Maps. So let's say you go to a location that's already labeled, like the White House. You would just hit Add to Project. And then if I got a little street view, and then here I am on another location, and I could just add close. I could add it and name it what I wanted to. If you were showing it to your students, all you would do is go into present mode, and it would start you back at your first marked location. So that's one way that you can use Google Earth. They have plenty of different projects in Voyager. You can also work on creating your own for specific things like I did for the Star Spangled Banner. Now, I did at one point, I really wanted to do one for like world music, but that was very overwhelming. But then I found a resource so I didn't have to. So if you go to the Carnegie Hall website, and I'll link this in our YouTube, in the YouTube video description, they have an interactive map, and they've basically already done this. So here's Carnegie Hall's interactive music map. If you click on any of the pins, it will take you to music from that area of the world. This is a really great way to share music of different cultures and meet some of those connecting and responding standards. So for example, since it's Hispanic Heritage Month, we could click on the one from Mexico and meet the Villalobos brothers. And they have videos. They also have some music clips. You can click on the lessons, but unfortunately it looks like those pages are not working. But the videos, like what I'm clicking on now, are still a really great resource, and the sound clips. And this map does have some folk musics from the area of the world that you may be clicking on, but it also has some current music styles that are being produced there. So I hope that you have enjoyed this presentation on Google Earth. If you have any questions or need help, feel free to reach out to me through email. And stay tuned for our next Tech Tip Tuesday. Feel free to contact us with any topics or tutorials that you would like to see featured on our Tech Tip Tuesdays.